What's going on, y'all? It's Papa Bear here. And this video is going to be a little bit different than all the other videos in which I've done in the past because this is going to be some heavy stuff that I'm going to be talking about. So there'll be no intro, no outro, no witty saying in the beginning to try to get you guys interested in watching this video. I'm not worried about subscribers. I'm not worried about you liking this video. But I will ask for your comments though, because this is the topic we need to talk about. I've talked about this topic once before on a forum, and my comments weren't well liked, and so, or individuals had problems stomaching this topic because it's about the trail, and I want to let you guys understand something, that when you talk about racism on trail, understand that you're going to be talking about racism off trail, because the reason why we people of color, I'm going to use this saying, black indigenous people of color, the reason why you don't see a lot of us on trail is because of what we experience off trail. So you need to understand that first and foremost, because I made that statement in that forum. And I don't think that person really understood what I was trying to say. Because my mom is worried about me being on trail because of the fact that I am a black man. And she thinks that I'm going to go in the woods and I'm going to get lynched. And I had to reassure her that I can take care of myself. And that I have God on my side. But to a point, she's right. Because you know what? There's not a day that I don't wake up and I don't think about my son. And when I take him in the woods, I'm always worried that someone is able to get the jump on me to take me down or to take me out of the fight, and now it's just my son by himself. So, why do I say all this? The Sierra Club today, I read this from the Trek article, and then I actually went to their website, looked it up, and I read a little bit more to get more in depth in regards to what they're talking about. The Sierra Club today, or a while ago, but the article from the Trek today was talking about how the Sierra Club is changing to combat racism within the group itself. Understand that is originally a white organization that did not include people of color, and that one of its prominent founders, if not the founder, I'm not quite sure, John Muir, had beloved things to say about my culture, my people. And so in them changing, they're looking at the history, renaming a couple of monuments, or taking those monuments down, and upon approval, allocating $5 million of, I guess, next year's money towards reorganizing the organization. I commend them for that. The money is always helpful. Money is always helpful. Educating, understanding history, all that good jazz, that's great. But I have a problem with one of the things that they're doing. And people of color, my folks, you may not agree with me, but I want you to hear me out on why I'm saying what I'm saying this. Not because I'm an Uncle Tom, not because I'm whitewashed, but because I understand the importance of history. I understand because the reason why things are the way they are now is because we have not really considered our history. That's what I think is my thoughts. And my opinion and my thoughts is just like everyone's opinion and everyone else's thought, because everyone got assholes, and that's what opinions are. They're all assholes. Someone told me a long time ago that when you fail to understand history, you repeat it. How does this tie into me disagreeing with them taking down the monuments and changing the names of the monuments? Because I feel that when you take down the monuments and when you change the names of the monuments, you are erasing history. You are erasing your history and you're erasing my history. And I say my history because guess what? The actions of those men, if they did it or not, the situation surrounding them regarding The possibility of their level of hatred or turning a blind eye to racism is history. Their actions caused the actions of my ancestors, which thus the reason why I'm here today. The things in which I have available today in this country is because of my ancestors fighting for their right, because of possible your ancestors not giving them their right. And I don't want that to go away. When I look at those monuments, when I look at those statues, I want to remember the level of hatred that my people experience. I want to be able to share and show my son the level of hatred that my people, that his people endured. I don't want him to forget. When I go to Williamsburg and Jamestown and I look at that history, I embrace it because it's a reminder to me that I'm not done. We're not done correcting the wrongs that we all have experienced. Now, don't get me wrong. I know some people may say, well, I'm Irish and my people were also in debt to slavery. Yeah, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm Native Americans, and they wiped out my people. I get that as well. I'm not downplaying your trials and tribulations within your culture. I'm not going to look at a Jewish person and tell them straight up like, oh, get over it. World War II, the Holocaust was a long time ago. I would never say that. Because that history molded their culture to who they are today. And guess what? I work with multiple races. And in working with multiple races, the blessing that I get to learn something from them, which molds me. So their history molded them, which me interacting with them, which also empowers me with that knowledge, with the trait. So as the Sierra Club decides they want to take these monuments down, I strongly disagree. And I'm going to let them know. I may not have no say, no factor or anything like that, but I don't want them to think that they're fooling themselves by changing the names and getting rid of the monuments. I had a coworker of mine that said, yeah, they were, in regards to the whole taking down the Civil War Heroes Memorial, they was like, well, they were traitors to the country. I still wanted those statues to stay up because guess what? That's the history of them being traitors. And there's the history at one point we glorified them. And then there's a history of like, oh, we got smart and we like, yeah, they were a traitor to America. And they believed in keeping us enslaved. To me, it's no different than Christopher Columbus because when I was growing up in school, we got off for his holiday. And as time moved on, people realized that Christopher Columbus damn near wiped out an entire race. And I stopped celebrating them. The school system stopped celebrating them where I went to. I didn't get off anymore for those days. And that's what I think that we as people, a generation, has to understand. Let's not be quick to erase our history. If anything, let's embrace it. Let's be bolded by it. Let's tell the truth for what it was. I'm tired of whitewashing. I'm tired of someone else telling our history, but not going in depth to it. I say this again. Not say it again. I'm going to say it like this. If we get rid of our history, we will never know the great things that we, as Black, indigenous people of color, have done. If we were to get rid of the fact that Lewis and Clark went to the West Coast, you're getting rid of the fact that there was a Black man by the name of York that saved Lewis and Clark's ass on multiple levels, in which the Native Americans looked at York, a Black man, a Black slave, as a very inspirational, powerful person. Do some research on that. You'll be very impressed about that history. But you will never know that if you got rid of Lewis and Clark. If you got rid of that history, you just eliminated a very important, critical Black man from history in regards to my culture. We're all intertwined, people. Stop trying to separate ourselves from each other. Our history hinges on each other. Our survival as a human race hinges on each other. I get it. I do want our own as Black folks. But not to the point where we just exclude everybody. There's nothing wrong with us coming together as one, understanding our history. So that way, when we meet with someone else, we learn some from them, they learn some from us. Isn't that what God wanted us to do? At the end of the day, He wanted us to love one another. He wanted us to respect one another. And at the end of the day, I guarantee He wanted us to love one another. So I want to know what you guys are thinking. I want to get comments from you guys out there. I will be posting this on Facebook. I will be posting this on YouTube. And I will be sending this to Sierra Club. Don't be quick to eliminate our history. It's your history just as much as my history. If John Muir says some things that's very embarrassing to the club, be straightforward with it. Put it on paper. Tell people about it. And then what are you going to do next? Correct his thought process. I mean, he's dead already, but correct. And say, you know what? This is how it was in the beginning, but we matured. We evolved. We understood that this is wrong. And this is what we now preach. That's the only way we can do right by people. Be right by me as a black man. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. I want to know because I respect you a lot more. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not going to edit this video. It's coming out just like this. I will put like a little thumbnail. But other than that, it is what it is. I want to give credit to the Sierra Club for seeing that they need to change. That's always good. We all need to change. We all need to do better. We all fall short of the glory of what our God has intended for us. But because we understand that there was a wrong and we're trying to correct it, that puts us in the right and moves us in the right direction. So that's all I got. Happy hike, happy life, happy life, happy hike. Let's do better. Out here.